Echo wasn't very friendly.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Okay.
Hey, my Legion, how y'all doing today? I'm with my buddy John. We're here to review a locally made movie called Unearth.
A frickin' horror story.
Yeah, frickin'.
No, we're not swearing.
Yeah, fracking. Eco
Horror film.
Eco horror film.
That's a subject.
It'll make you go eek. It's so stupid. My jokes are so stupid. But I mean, it's a locally made movie, filmed in a location in Edinburgh, and it's really cool. They have filmed at Wildwood, at the hotel bar and stuff like that. It was neat seeing. I mean, the way they shot it, so I didn't recognize some of the stuff on the back, but I did recognize they were at a fair. And one of the stands they went to was Pig Up Barbecue out of Sagertown, which I remember going to that at our fair. I remember the way they listed the food. I assumed that was the same place, and it was.
I'm not positive. I was thinking it was Crawford County Fair because I think that had what's it called when you smash them up?
Oh, the Demolition Derby.
Demolition Derby.
Yeah.
I think they have them at Crawford County Fair.
Yeah.
So, Unearth was co-written and directed by John Lyons, a local director. I produced one of his previous movies, which I don't think is anywhere that you can watch, called There Are No Goodbyes. It was kind of
I want to see that one.
sci-fi romance one.
Yeah.
And this is his latest effort. He started it back in 2014. Like, he had a Kickstarter campaign to fund the movie, but then he took that movie, or that money, and then made, I think, an 8-minute demo film. And, you know, John also took over, like, the Film Society of Northwestern PA. No, I've worked with these guys. A bunch of them are involved in this. And now he's taken over the Erie Horror Film Festival for the, running it for the Rock family. I'm not involved in it. But this is kind of like our horror fest because it's going on this weekend, which I don't know about Halloween weekend.
Yeah.
I always say we should avoid it because college parties and stuff. A lot of people do parties on the weekend before or the weekend of. But anyways, they resurrected it, and which is kind of cool. This is one of the movies that, of course, they're showing because it's John C. Lyons. Yeah. And we might be reviewing another one that's going to be showing this weekend as well. And this movie stars Mark Blucas, who's from Girard, PA.
Yep.
He went on to co-star in Buffy the Vampire Slayer for a season and a half as Buffy's boyfriend. He's worked with Eddie Murphy, Mel Gibson, Tom Cruise. So he's worked with a bunch of people. The one actress in here, I guess she's originally from Erie, PA. I'm not really familiar with her. Cool. That's Adrienne Barbeau, who came out to the Horror Fest before. Interesting story about that. Now, this is before I started working with those guys. But our governor at the time, Ed Rendell, found out that Adrienne Barbeau was going to be there. Of course, he's a big fan of hers because she was a Playboy playmate. At least that's what I think, why he came up. And so they decided to have a dinner gala where, you can meet some celebrities like Adrienne Barbeau. And Mrs. Rupp was saying she was such a nice lady, too, that every time, like, the governor would walk away from the Rupps to go do something else, she would kind of saunter over and escort him, gently talk to him and bring him back to the Rupps to a conversation, and then put him on the spot. Oh, so how much money can the state give these guys? I think $10,000. So she knew he was there to see her, and she turned it to the Rupp's benefit and got money for the state. It only lasted a few years, until he was out of office. But that was kind of neat. That, she was that cool of a lady to do that. Now there's like a lot of local people involved in this movie, and it's about this farmer played by, or not farmer, he's a mechanic. I think it was his wife's family had a farm. When she died, he inherited the farm, but they haven't farmed in a long time. His mechanic garage isn't doing so well, so he decides to sell to a fracking company, hoping to make money. And of course, Adrienne Barbeau is the head of the family that lives next door. That they have a farm, and she's against fracking. So it does a little bit about that, back and forth, and shows, a little bit about the plight of people that are struggling to survive financially, especially in farming. And but then it slowly turns into a horror movie. Very slowly.
Very slowly.
So if you don't have patience, I think I'd recommend it more if it's free to watch. Or if you don't mind spending a few bucks. It's only, I think, $4. So that's $2 a piece. So for me, it's more. I like it because I thought it was worth seeing because of all
the local stuff. Yeah.
You'll see in the video, Jason's gonna edit to us. A place not too far from my house where we shot, where you can go fishing and stuff. I was at the beginning, and then I've gone fishing back there. My sister she watched it because she kind of curious because her daughter and son-in-law helped out with the film. So my nephew-in-law, he was Enbrill's financial director. Now he's Enbrill's the borough manager now. So he handles everything for the mayor and the city council, executing all their plans. So, he does that type of work now. But they helped out, and I know like the Rock family, because they have the one film office, but they have a lot of connections, so they helped get things. My sister recognized the farm. I know the name of the family. I probably could have found a farm if I wanted to put the effort into it, but But
it's too nasty. Well, it's dark out now.
It's an alright movie. I get maybe 5.5 out of 10. Just because why go by IMDb? If it's got at least a 5.5, I'm gonna probably watch it.
This one had like a 4.8. That's not a lower thing.
And it depends on how many people vote on it too. That was I think 900 people. Rotten Tomatoes only has a handful of people. It's got like 69%. So there's mixed reviews. The horror crowd, I don't think it likes as much as the general movie crowd of what I researched before. To me, it could have had a stronger script. And I say that because, I got a degree in speech and communications. I might not sound like it anymore. I don't probably talk as well as I used to. But that's my degree. And I've also had a ton of writing courses. Now, some of those communication courses, I was surprised they weren't required for English majors or creative writing majors, because you really look at the language. There's a course in semantics and semiotics, and I forget the third thing was called. And you're really looking at language and how it's used. So, and then some of those courses, or maybe the majority of the communication courses, there are no tests. You had to write papers. So you did a ton of writing in one course, at least one of them. I had to write a paper a week.
Oh, wow.
I got a lot of writing.
Oh, holy crap, holy.
I'm kind of out of, I'm not probably as good as I used to be at writing and speaking, especially at college time. And I've taken creative writing courses, took creative writing workshop from Wisław Knieciak from Poland, who was nominated for the Pulitzer Prize and the Nobel Prize in Literature. So, I've had plenty of writing experience. But I don't know if I could have did better.
Because
I haven't written anything in a long time. But I felt that it could have been stronger. Some of the scenes, the way they're shot. I understand what they're going for. There's a little bit of chaos. I think it could have been done a little bit differently. And some of the focusing, I didn't care for. Some of the stuff.
The way they filmed some stuff, then most of it was family drama. And all of a sudden, a year later, and then the horror film stuff eventually started about, an hour into the movie.
I understand the time jump because, he's struggling. He wants to do this, jumping ahead a year after the drilling has begun. And that unleashes something. But, so that doesn't bother you as much. I've seen other stuff where you do time jumps. I think there's I swear they did one almost every season. What the fuck are you doing that many time jumps?
I know.
Don't do that. But, overall, I thought it was all right. Worth checking out, especially if you live in this region.
That was, that stuff was cool.
It was all right.
For me, the movie, it's it takes forever to get into it. It's mostly just family drama. And like, this is a horror movie.
And we don't mind slow burns.
Yeah, I don't mind slow burns. Like, yeah. But it's like non-existent because you usually had a feeling of dread. You didn't have a feeling of dread, just a feeling of like, I know, well, you know, just family drama. And that was it for a while.
They're trying to with some of the music, but I don't think they hold it off or trying to build up the suspense of the music. But you also have to do that visually and dialogue and stuff. And I think that they weren't doing that.
Yeah.
And I don't know how much some of these guys will watch horror movies or were horror films.
Yeah, I know. I mean, you know, like
a lot of people think that they can just go out and make a horror movie, and they can't.
Yeah.
Even professional people. You know, oh, hey, we can do a horror movie. There's no problem. It's simple. Anyone can make it, like I said before. Anybody can make any genre movie, but can you make it good?
Yeah, make it good. Well, I mean, another thing is, like, the ending had absolutely no payoff whatsoever. The very ending, I didn't even get it though. It didn't, you know.
A lot of people didn't. They're like, okay,
it's all right. Like, like you just shrug it off. You shrug it off.
More potential. Would have delivered.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, for local and stuff like that, I give it 10 out of 10. For like the movie itself, maybe I'm out 6.5 out of 10.
Yeah,
it's never boring. It's just like.
And I might be more critical just because I know these guys. And I think he could do better.
Yeah. And I don't know why Gene Siskel said Adrienne Barbeau was a bad actor. I think she's hot.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why Anne Rendell was there, because she's hot. But that's okay, too. Yeah, but I mean, that's okay. So I hope you like this review of me and my buddy John. I don't want to do the location shoot on a separate video. That might be kind of cool. You get information of this. And then you get the location shoot later on.
Whatever you want.
Yeah, I mean, I think it'd be cool. I mean, do like a separate shot of. I mean, if you like this review, check out the location. We shot one of the locations from the movie that was in there. It was really nifty. And I hope you like this video. Bye. Till next time, please. The Camera Legion. Awesome.